Hello YouTube, Pinchio8 here. Well, I am back again with another JetBlue model aircraft review, and I did promise that this aircraft would join the fleet in my 1/400 scale JetBlue collection, and here it is. The A321neo is here. Now, you probably recall when I did the review on the three JetBlue liveries, the Brooklyn Nets, JetBlue for Good, and Blue Rika, how I mentioned that this aircraft would have the tail fin called the Balloons livery. Well, for those of you wondering what the Balloons livery is, well, here it is. And this is definitely, as I found out, going to be only exclusive to the brand new A321neo. Like, for instance, over here we do have the regular Airbus A321, and normally when it comes to this aircraft, the only kind of tail fin livery you'd find is the Prism livery, which is only exclusive to this aircraft. So the reason why I've got a regular A321 and an A321neo nose-to-nose like this is because, along with the review of this brand new aircraft, I'm actually going to go through complete comparison, what kind of engines they use, different kinds of details, so just a tiny bit of microscopic pickiness. Now, even though Gemini Jets or Aero Classics or any other company has produced these models very, very greatly, I just want you to know that nobody's perfect or anything like that. It really doesn't matter who would win in detail or, well, who else is the best in other modern worlds. So, anyway, we're going to get this review started. So, the real star of the show here is the official brand new A321neo. If you're able to read it very, very close here, registration number is November 2002 Juliet. So, yeah, the one thing I realized about the A321neos being in JetBlue's fleet is that they're not going to have like a Juliet Bravo or a Juliet Tango at the end. It's just going to be a Juliet or a J. You can also see the word A321neo right there. It's a really cool aircraft. Now, this is the Gemini Jets version. Apparently, Aero Classics made this too, but I find, judging by the details here with the aerials and the antennas like that, Gemini definitely blows it away. Another disappointing thing that the Aero Classics version did not have would be the caption over here by the nose of the aircraft, but I'm glad Gemini Jets took a step forward and decided to definitely put the caption on the aircraft. And the caption on this specific aircraft says David Needleton. And for those of you who don't know, well, David Needleton is the founder of JetBlue. And I think the reason why the numbers on the registration number, it says 2002, which would have kind of mimicked the year 2002. Well, everyone knows that JetBlue commenced operations around 2000 or 2001 or 2002. So, kind of a step back in time, I guess, for JetBlue by putting the number 2002 as the registration number and naming the aircraft after David Needleton, who founded the airline. Now we're going to go through different exterior-wise of differences of the A320 family to the A320neo family. Now, apparently, of what I've been heard is that the first A320neo aircraft, I believe, first took flight around 2014, so these aircrafts are definitely brand spanking new. This specific aircraft was delivered to JetBlue completely last year, so trust me when I say it's brand spanking new, it is brand spanking new. So, I can't wait to fly this for real one day, as well as the regular A320 or A321. Now, of course, let me tell you engine sounding wise on what makes these engines sound a little different. So what you're seeing over here is that a Neo engine is actually looking a little bit larger than the standard regular Airbus engine. Now, here's what we call these. Now, on a standard Airbus A320 family aircraft, We call these engines IAE V2533A5 engines. And one of the things I know about these IAE engines, which we'll just call them for now, just IAE, is that when the aircraft is going full throttle, if you're able to have a seat towards the front of the aircraft, it makes a very, very amazing loud buzzing sound. I know for some aviation enthusiasts, it may sound a little annoying if you're not a little bit of a frequent flyer on the A320 family, but I've heard it before. I love that sound a lot more better than being sat in the back of the plane where all I can hear is the roar of the jet blast. Anyway, the kind of engine I believe that powers the A320neo family would be Pratt and Whitney engines. And according to the description said here on the box of the A321neo, excuse me a minute, these engines are called Pratt and Whitney 1133Gs. Now, a fact about these Pratt and Whitney engines is that they're actually a lot more quieter than the buzzing noise you would hear. It's very, very quiet, so all I can say in reality is if you're not into regular Airbus engines that go buzz like that have the electronic buzzing at full thrust, you're better off flying a Neo aircraft since these engines are quiet. Or if you do like the buzz noise, you're better off flying this aircraft. But all I can say is even if you are flying in between these two kinds of Airbus engined aircraft, between the buzzing noises and the quietness of the Pratt & Whitney Neo engines, you'll still love how quiet they are. That way it'll provide for, well, a more relaxing flight, I would say. So now we're going to get into a little bit of some microscopic pickiness between these two aircraft. Although the last thing to tell you about the A321, ever since this entered service with JetBlue, there have been two variations, either a Mint aircraft or a Core aircraft. The Mint aircraft would have like some first/business class configurations right here by the front of the aircraft. You would have like 2 Mint seats, a suite, another 2 Mint seats, and another suite, so there'd be about 4 suites and another few regular seats. And usually the Mint flights are like transcontinental from JFK and Boston, as well as Fort Lauderdale. But from JFK and Boston, Mint flights can also seasonally fly to the Caribbean as well. And I believe sooner or later they're going to bring the A321neos to the Caribbean. But so far, the only furthest of international-wise that this aircraft has gone, that being the A321neo, is as far as Guayaquil, Ecuador, in South America, if I can pronounce that right. And I believe this aircraft was recently there. It just left Guayaquil, Ecuador, and is probably going to land very shortly at JFK. And then eventually it's going to go over to Burbank. So, pretty much this aircraft's been flying all over the U.S. along with the other 6 that have entered service with different registration numbers and hopefully soon different captions. Now here's another difference I noticed between the regular A321 and the A321neo. Look at this. You've got 2 exit doors over the wing like a few of the 757-200s, but the regular A321 does not have any overwing exits. So I guess sometimes they like to design these things a little bit different. Now a major thing that's also missing, I just noticed now, on the A321neo would be this domed antenna array which supplies the in-flight entertainment. I'm guessing this became new as the years went on, and I don't know if Gemini Jets has plans to re-release regular A321s with this domed antenna. But other than that, I'm glad it still has the communication antennas or aerials. But as you can see, this one has both the aerials and the in-flight entertainment antenna. And so, like I said, even though the engines on, even though the Pratt and Whitney Neo engines are a lot larger, they're much more quieter. And honestly, when I was seeing my first video about A320neo aircraft taking flight, I expected the larger engines to be sounding a little bit the same with the buzzing noise, but when I found out how much quieter they were, man oh man, I was surprised. I could probably get used to that as much as I can get used to the electronical buzzing of these IAE engines on regular A321s. And I'm talking a lot, aren't I? Well, I think you've definitely heard the details, so I think you know enough about this. So all I can say is that it's a very nice aircraft. So like you're saying, now we got two different A321s in JetBlue fleet. You got the regular A321 in mint and core, and I don't think there's any plans to have any business and first class seats yet on the A321neo, because this is just meant to be flown, I guess, as just an all-core aircraft. So that's the last thing I wanted to talk about. So you're also seeing it there. Tail fin liveries, prism for A321, and balloons for A321neo. Exclusive only to these aircraft. So other than that, can't wait to enter this A321neo in service with my monthly JetBlue airport updates with all operations based out of Terminal 5 at JFK. Oh, now here's another thing I'm noticing different. You'll actually notice that I think this is supposed to be realistic about the tail, that there's a tiny little cutout around towards the back, but that's not included here. Now I'm not sure who would really win on detail, but other than that, there's still very, very special aircraft in my collection, especially the A321neo. Now that it's new to both my collection and to my and to the real JetBlue fleet. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and can't wait to see this thing take action in my JetBlue airport update. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review, and until we enter February, take care.